Okay, for our second experiment, we're going to look at how enzymes can denature when they're exposed to acids or bases that are outside of their optimal zone. What we have here is the same things that we've been working with. We have the lactase enzyme, milk, and our glucose test strips that we already used. But now I've added to the setup an acid and a base. And what I'm going to do is take the enzyme and mix it in this beaker with some acid, and in this beaker, mix the enzyme with some base. I'm now going to mix my lactase and my acid and my base. And then I'm going to wait a little bit because the powdered lactase needs to dissolve into the liquid acid and the liquid base. And then we're going to test to see if the acid and or the base denature the lactase. If it's denatured, the lactase enzyme will no longer work to break down lactose into glucose and galactose. If that's the case, if we add milk to the solutions that are mixed with the acids and the enzyme, when we test for glucose, we won't expect to find any. If the lactase is not denatured, when we test the milk that's been exposed to these, we will find some lactose. So I'm going to start by adding like about 4 squirts of acid to my acid beaker. 2, 3, 4. And then I'll add about 4 squirts of base over here in my base beaker. And then I'm going to put in a micro spatula full of the lactase enzyme that I crushed up previously. And then I'm going to spend about a minute swirling them together to get them to mix. All right, I've thoroughly mixed up my lactase and my acid and my lactase and my base. And now I'm going to add milk to each of these containers. And we'll see if the lactase is able to break down the lactose in the milk. So I'll add about 20 milliliters again to each beaker. I'll pick them up, I'll swirl them, and we'll wait the same 5 minutes that we did before. I'll get out my timer for that, and then we'll come back and we'll test them. All right, see you in 5. Okay, 5 minutes has gone by, and now we're going to test the 2 solutions to see if they have glucose in them. So let's actually, I'm gonna, since I have 2 and there's just me here, I'm gonna very quickly, and this is just to keep us honest, I'll put an A on this one for acid and a B on this one for base, so that we make sure we don't mix up what we're doing here. I know myself well. All right, so here we go. I'm dunking in the acid test strip, and then I will dunk in the base test strip, and we'll wait about a minute and see what happens. Okay, here we are. We're going to check out our results. Here is my acid strip, and I think you can see that the solution that I added the acid to is still working. That enzyme did indeed break down the lactose in the milk into glucose, and I'm finding somewhere between 250 and 500 milligrams per deciliter of glucose in my solution. And, however, if I look at the one that I added the base to, I'm still over here with no change in the color. And yeah, so the base did not allow the lactase to break the lactose down into glucose, because the lactase was denatured, broken down, and inactivated by the base solution.